Good afternoon, peoples. So, this time of year, everybody's talking cold protection. It got cold. It's been rainy today. It's supposed to be rainy again tomorrow. So, I was just going to show you a little bit of my yard since I don't have a whole lot of time to spend in my yard anymore and what I'm doing, or lack thereof. It's my Barbados cherry here, planted, I think I planted this one in spring of this year. This is, this is about as unprotected as my yard gets. I'll back up here a little bit, pan out. So, we're in my front yard here in a cold spot here, but you see I got wood chips, a bunch of wood chips. I mean, wood chips and wood. I'm not even gonna. I'll save you the time digging through that. There's like at least 4 inches of wood chips there. Barbados cherries. Let's stand this guy straight up. He's as tall as I am. I've barely fed this thing. I've barely done anything with this thing. I planted it and I watered it. I got my water hose there. It's Gizmo. So over here, variegated Caracara. This one's doing much better than the one in the backyard too. Lemongrass. There's a kumquat in there that died. The lemongrass choked it out. Guava. Not sure what type of guava this is. I knew when I bought it when it was teeny tiny, like a little plug, you know, little guy. And it's been in several different pots now. That's like a 3-gallon, 3.5, whatever. It's still putting on new growth. You see maybe a little frost burn on the tips. Loquat, got new growth on the loquat. That's a gold nugget. Arizona Canyon grapes by my solar box. Getting ready for winter. Pineapple guava. Goji berry there under the grapes by the dead loquat. Figs. I grew these ones from cuttings years ago. That's all one tree right there. Nectarine. A couple different apples. They're getting ready for winter. What is this? Niagara grapes, I believe. Can't remember. One of my apple seedlings. Apricots look like crap. Another apricot looks like crap. That one's from RSI. This one's a Lowe's tree. Right, slide here through the mess. Gizmo's gonna lead the way. Meow. I forgot to bring you food, kitty. Sorry. Mulberries. All my mulberries, or most of my mulberries. Bananas. A couple people had asked me about the bananas. I keep saying, oh, they look like crap. They look like crap. Well, I haven't even watered this thing in like 2 weeks, at least. Brand new leaf popping out. This one even, I almost wrote this one off as dead, but you can see. Brand new leaf again. Grapes. Hibiscus. 10 foot, 12 foot, whatever it is, hibiscus. It's almost as tall as my mulberry. It's cool. There's like fall colors in here. Actually, fall colors. It looks like fall in my yard. Imagine that. What do we got here? Mango. It's like it's kind of, I can't get my phone to focus, but it's kind of putting on some new growth there a little bit. This all looks healthy. Up under a big castor. 15-foot tree up past the roof line of my house. Guava. That's a red Malaysian guava. Now, as we're going around here and looking at this stuff, I ain't even been in my yard, and like this stuff over here, look, I got oranges. Is this a Caracara? No, that's a Calamondin. These things are like ripe, I think. These are ready, I believe. Not sure. I got something. There's some sort of veggies growing over there underneath that thing. This is a pair of, Jesus Christ, what are these things? They're huge. Let's look at the tags. Hold on. This is how little time I spend out in my yard anymore. I don't even know what I have. Can't even get to the dang tags. Spice Z Nectaplums. Yeah, duh. Spice Z Nectaplum. I did these ones were an experiment. I pruned the one closer to it. You can't hardly tell in the video right now, but the one closer to me was pruned back knee high, and the one further back there, you can see there's two bigger trunks, or at least the other one's easier to see. I tip pruned that one. And both these trees, actually the one, they're about the same. I planted those 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. And you can see there's not really much difference. This is, if you've ever gotten a mulberry from me, this is my parent tree right here. This massive beast that I'll need to be cutting back. And like, I tell people all the time how hard I prune this thing back. So let's see in here. That's one of the old cuts. It's another one of the old cuts. That one's at 5 feet. I cut this thing back every year to like 4 or 5 feet. And I'll go, like this old cut here, I'll cut that off. That's why you don't see any, like you only see 1 year's cuts. Because every year I cut, like I'll cut that off. I'll cut this off. I cut all last year's cuts off. So the tree gets shorter every year and it grows like this. The trunk, it's a multi-trunk tree. That paint was from when I got it from Guy Ellis. He had paint marked all his trunks at a certain height. And then he would use that as a gauge to measure how big or how much growth the trees do in one season, basically. So he would measure around the painted area every year to get an idea of how much girth it was putting on. And you can see like the two of those trunks. You see the one trunk and then the other two. So the one's painted, the other two aren't. So those other two, like at the time when he painted them, they weren't even there. They didn't even exist. Let's see what else we got here. Florida Prince Peach. This thing put on a ton of growth too. That whole branch right there is all new growth from this year. I planted that last year. Or yeah, I think it was last year. Hollywood Plum. Pfft, huge. Apple bananas in the background there. Look, you see a new leaf just unrolled out there, and the size of those surfboards. It's my Lacatan over here. Castor seedlings been popping up everywhere. It's a dead cinnamon tree in a pot there. My starfruit. My starfruit's like ground cover. I thought it was growing from the rootstock. I was going to replace it with the cinnamon that's there. Then realized that it was growing above the graft, so I decided to leave it. And like I said, I got these castors. They pop up everywhere now from this big tree. Lacatan bananas. Check this out. Rotten bananas. I didn't even get to them in time. These things produce so much, it's crazy. This thing's out of control. This loquat, holy cow. You guys look at this. Loquat flowers all over the place. I love the smell of loquat flowers. They're amazing. This is the first time this tree's produced. It grew through the shade cover. I'm gonna have to cut it out. I don't even know how I'm gonna handle that. I'm not even sure. That tree's been in the ground for about 2 years. Super happy now. Super productive. Looks great. Calamondin in a pot. Variegated calamondin. Needs to be potted up. Look, pineapple over there. Anybody want to take a guess when the last time I watered that pineapple was? Or what's even growing around that? Like sweet potato. Dude, I don't even know. Like I said, I haven't been in this part of my yard in like 3 months. This mulberry rootstock. I think this is Russian mulberry, looks like. Supposedly they fruit. Other people say no, they don't fruit. Some people say, yeah, it fruits and the fruit's horrible. What we got here? Pomegranates. Wonderful pomegranates ready to be picked. That tree is, dude, you can't even tell what's pomegranate and what's castor in there. It's out of control. A lot of this stuff's out of control. I got weeds galore over here. Castor seedling popped up. Who knows how long ago. Looks like it's been doing pretty good. These look like sweet potato vines. Yeah, this is sweet potato. Where did sweet potato come from? What? I don't even know. Sweet potato coming from over there somewhere. I'm stepping on all kinds of stuff here. I don't even know, dude. Don't even know. So much going on in this yard and I don't even know. Lime, this thing looks like it getting a little rough. Probably needs some water. Probably hasn't been watered in months. This is, I believe that's rootstock growing off my almond. All those dense leaves there that kind of look raggedy, they're getting ready for winter. That's actually the almond tree. All this stuff needs to be cut off. Lemon on a crappy rootstock. Everyone's like, oh, that rootstock's terrible. Yeah, well, you know. Looks real terrible, huh? Tree's huge. It's in a crate, 24-inch pot. This thing, navel orange. This was a liner tree I planted a year and a half ago. This whole row of tree. This one, that guava that I've pruned that guava back several times. It's fruited heavily. That thing's out of control. This guy, this mandarin here, Dancy mandarin, gotten big. It's got some fruit on it. This grapefruit here has no leaves whatsoever on it. One grapefruit. Another grapefruit. Wait, that's a lemon, I'm sorry. That's a lemon, that's a grapefruit. I bought a whole rash of those liner trees from Lowe's. I put some of them in those white pots, as you've seen us walking around here. And then I put one down there, that navel, this mandarin here. These were all liner trees. I planted them in August of 2016, I think it was. And just let them go. Let them do their thing. Like I said, you can see the weeds are out of control in here. I haven't been over here on this side of the yard in ages. There's a compost pile under there, under all that stuff. This is an elephant heart plum. That is an Earl Grande peach. That tree fell over like 6 months ago, like completely fell over. Was laying on the ground. I didn't even realize it for days. What we got here? This is a pink guava. That big one there was supposed to be white, but it turns out it's pink as well, but it's a different pink than this one since there's several different pink guavas. This is a Hamlin sweet orange, one of the AZ sweets. Looks like it's got some aphids on it. This tree right here I had chalked up as dead. Looks like most of it is, though it's still hanging on in a few spots. I see leaves on it. The massive apple you see there is a golden Dorset. That was one of my first trees I planted back here. One of, not the first. It's been here a while. It's an almond on this side of it here, who's starting to do pretty well. I don't think it gets enough sun because of the apple tree. That apple tree's never lost leaves. It cycles them throughout the year like it's a evergreen. In the wintertime it does not lose leaves. You can peek down here, the trunk. I'm gonna do Landy's garden, grab him by the trunk. My hand don't even fit halfway around that trunk. These branches are bigger than some of the trees I see in y'all's yards. This tree is so anchored. Out of control. That's an RSI tree from my buddy Reed. That big guy's starting to lose its leaves there, showing off its fall colors. That's another nectarine. People have trouble with nectarines. I don't know what the deal is. That thing is doing nice. That thing's also not on a lot of my stuff now is on automatic watering. If you've been watching my videos, if you've been following me for any time, you know, I used to just hand water everything. That stuff, most of the stuff now is on automatic watering. That nectarine there that I was telling you, that is not. Grapes, more grapes. Another plum, that's an RSI plum. It's gonna get heavy pruning. These are a couple more RSI apples right here. I hope I don't find any ants in here because it's gonna suck. Satsuma plum. Needs a heavy pruning. It's also lost most of its leaves for winter. It's ready. These apples here are not ready for winter. They're just going strong. What do we got here? Apples? They're not even ready. These apples will never be ready this year. So that's a Crips Red and Crips Pink. I forget which one's which. Hopefully one of these days I can figure it out. In the meantime, I have no clue. This is a Babcock Peach. I thought I had some peaches on here, but I don't see them now. They must have fallen off. Birds got them. I don't know, dude. Another nectarine, Snow Queen nectarine. This is my newest nectarine tree too, by the way. I haven't had this that long. Anna apple back in there in the weeds. Oh, I felt like I was getting bit by something. Caterpillars, got caterpillars. Anna apple. There's a tropic sweet apple, the one that's kind of fallen over there. I got pomegranates in there, another wonderful pomegranate I'm probably gonna dig out, or at least cut way back. The fig tree closest to me, it's another one I grew from cuttings years ago. Another castor. I actually planted that castor though. That was a 1 gallon seedling, and a seedling in a 1 gallon pot. I can't believe this tree's still alive. That's crazy. I'm gonna prune that thing way back and see what happens. Let's go dig through some of this mess. I cannot believe how much some of this stuff has grown. It's out of control. I gotta dig my way through here. You guys bear with me on this. Yeah, I would definitely say that whatever is going on over there is sweet potatoes, because this looks like sweet potatoes too. Here's sweet potatoes here in this pot. This whole thing is in a pot. Here we go. Pomegranates going crazy. More apples. It's my Einsheimer. Love this tree. My favorite apples to grow here. These things are so delicious. This is a Pluot, I believe. Let's see what the tag says. I can't remember. God, I should know my own trees. Emerald Drop Pluot. Got that one. It's a Dave Wilson tree I got from Arizona Rare Fruit Growers back when we were doing the sales. That's one, I don't see a lot of people with that one. So hopefully that does well. Let me climb back through here again. Go back through my mess. Back over the sweet potatoes. I can't believe this sweet potato, this thing's crazy. It's in a little, 2 gallon pot there. Flowers all over it. It's all over the place over here. Better look at that nectarine. So this one is Panamint. Yep, Panamint. This is my Panamint nectarine. That one and the one out in the front yard I showed you earlier, the 2 first nectarines I planted. These things are just on killer. This one fruited heavily for me, and then I lost a few of the fruits. I never had the bug problem that everybody has. I lost a few of the fruits just because they just up and fell off. And then the birds decided that before the fruits were ripe that they were just going to go ahead and eat them. They didn't even care. So we're going to actually make our way back behind the nectarine here real quick if I can. I think I can. All right. Back behind the nectarine, squeeze through the apple. This was like when you got 100 trees on a tiny little spot of land. I wanted to come over here though real quick because I wanted to show you. So I get temperature readings from several different spots. You can see there's one of my main weather station right there. That's what I call my official temperature. 2-3 days ago, I forget what it was, Monday I think it was. Monday morning, I had 33 on that thing. So right there, you see it's the trees are all around it. So right there, I had 33 degrees. And again, I'm telling you, cold protection. Everyone's talking cold protection. All you got to cover stuff. Well, I mean, what do you want? I got mango, I got starfruit, I got citrus, I got a cat running through here. I got all kinds of stuff. Doing really well. I don't even water this stuff. That whole journey I just went through the yard there I showed you, I haven't even been in most of that part of the yard in 3 to 6 months. Probably. Maybe more. I don't know. I lost count. What did I have here? Something that's not alive anymore. Oh no, it is alive. Oh, those are grapes. Those are, what do they call those things? They're grapes, but they're like the bigger grapes. They have a different name for them. I can't remember what the heck they call those things. I don't know. Anyways. Oh, so I was going to tell you, I showed you the one variegated caracara I had in the front yard. Over here, let me get through this. Somewhere under there, you can kind of see some leaves. There's my other variegated caracara buried in pomegranate and weeds. So that one's kind of protected, I guess you could say. Sorta. This guy here, this other variegated citrus, that's actually a variegated grapefruit. And then that's a caracara orange. I got some stuff that people don't know about, you don't see commonly. And I mean, that was just a quick run through the yard. I didn't even show you everything. I didn't even come close to showing you everything. I showed you like half of what I got. The backyard anyways. Crazy stuff. Come back out of here a little bit again. Back by my mulberries. Alright, castor. Real quick, the Melnor control box. This is like the heart of my whole watering operation here, these things. It's a 4-zone automatic timer. You control you program the little box and it goes off and does its thing. Pretty cool. The only downfall is you got to make sure the batteries don't die. I had the batteries die on a section there and I almost killed like 15 trees because they're all on one section. One more thing. What do we got here? What's Roy working on here? This right here is gold. Premium Omni from Western Organics Grow Well brand. Good stuff right there. I split a half a load with the guy I was doing some work for, so this is what I got. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this winter protection little mini tour of my mess. Peace and love.